Hello everyone, so I'll be telling how I memorized NCERT biology for my NEET exam. So I'm Rimsha Rahman and I'm a medical student MBBS in Maulana Azad Medical College second year. So I have scored 360 out of 350. I scored 350 out of 360 in my NEET exam. So I find myself pretty much capable to tell you how I memorized NCERT, which many students find impossible to do. So this is not impossible. You can do it with following basic steps that I did. So first you have to give a first reading for the NCERT when you are before lecture, when you haven't seen the lecture. So this is done to be before lecture, and how you have to read is just give a go through an extensive reading just in one go. You have to read it extensively just in one go, not much understanding, not going that much deep. Next you have to do a reading 2. What you have to do in reading 2, you have to take a pen and paper or a register where you make summary of the paragraphs that you are reading. So only the important points you mark. If there is diagram, you draw the diagram. Basically you are trying to make notes, short notes. So you have to write summary and understand the points. What is the NCERT trying to tell you? After that you watch lecture. You watch the lectures, you see, you make notes, which is very important to see the lectures to understand the extra points that you need to learn. NCERT is not enough, but NCERT you can't leave. So you have to do NCERT with extra also. It's not like just NCERT can make you score 360 out of 360. So you need to watch lectures, solve questions, and multiple times you need to solve the same questions. And then you have to do the DPPs or all the practice that you need for the questions. After that, you have to give a reading 3 of the NCERT. Now what you do in reading 3 is you add the extra points. You add extra points that were asked in the PYQs. You write in the side space that is given in NCERT, so that whenever you read again, you will be reading it multiple times and it will help you remember things, whatever taught in lectures. So you write the extra points from lectures in the NCERT only, so that you don't need to go through the notes again and again. And similarly, whenever you do test and you find some extra questions that are there, you write that points as well. So now you are writing in NCERT, you highlighted it, you underlined it, whatever you want. And after that, the main thing comes that will help you memorize things. That is, now you start multiple readings that are required, because the knowledge of NCERT, you have to retain it for a year. What you read today, you have to retain it till the NEET exam, which is quite impossible. If you can't remember what you did 2 days back, how will you remember the textbook that you have seen today for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months? So you have to do the multiple reading. What I did was I printed a chart on a sheet like this. And then I made a table with multiple lines like this. I did this multiple, and so on, the list goes on. Then I wrote the chapter name. For example, we have write the cell cycle, then we have the morphology in plants, then we have the anatomy in plants, and etc. Structural organization in animals, like this. And whenever I read the chapter, I'll make a tick here, and then I'll write the date. For example, it was 26 August that I read the chapter. Then I read morphology. I wrote 28 August. That is my first reading that I did. Then my second reading that I did. Then my third reading, and I so on write the date. For example, I wrote 1 September. Then I wrote 4 September. And here I wrote 3 September. So I'm making a record that when I read that chapter. And similarly, you will realize that you have read NCERT multiple times in a couple of months. So that's how you read NCERT. That's how I read NCERT, to learn things, to remember the diagrams. And the summary that you made, what was the purpose of that summary that you made? So that summary that will help you before test which you do. So you just read the summary you did. And for example, you are eating food, you open the summary and you read it which you wrote. You open the diagrams that you made. So that is just for extra revision that you want to do at some points during your preparation. So that's how I read NCERT multiple times, and during the end of the whole journey of NEET, believe me or not, but I have read the NCERT more than 10 times, and I was amused myself. So that's how I read NCERT, and I feel like I should share this because this was my idea while preparing to make this chart and all. So that's how I did it, and thank you for watching. If you feel asking anything, you can comment down below. I'll definitely reply. And thank you. Please like it if you like it, and subscribe if you want to. Bye bye.